Hey guys, Jack from Mx5 and today we've got another project which is doing the legs for my wing. So this wing beforehand was mounted from the underside. I don't know if anyone saw it when it had that, the undermounts, which it looks okay, but it won't the greatest, the mounts weren't that great. Then I changed it to a swan neck and mounted it from the top, which I really liked, but I did want to get rid of the aluminium if I could. So now I'm going with a rear mounted swan neck. I think that is going to look amazing once it's on. So yeah, going to be giving this a go. So this is what I've got, some 2" by 2" aluminium shape of T. I've got these little mounts that I made that I'll be fitting onto the wing. I've got an array of nuts and bolts that I got from Halfords. Got my template. I've also put some expanding foam inside just to strengthen it up a bit because it was a bit weak. I might have put a bit too much in because it has come out of the sides, which it shouldn't have really. So yeah, definitely put too much in. But yeah, this is going to be a video on how I'm doing it and just the process of what I'm going through, how I'm doing it. So once I've got the mounts fit onto the boot and then onto the wing, I am going to make a plywood, basically template. If the plywood's okay, I'm just going to then make it out carbon fibre. I've got a sheet that I use for my front splitter. It is 2 layers carbon fibre, 10mm foam, then another 2 layers. So I'm hoping it's strong enough for the legs. We'll see. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens, see if it does hold up, because I use that from a front splitter and that seemed to be okay. So yeah, so I hope you enjoy. So I'm hoping you can hear me. It is a bit windy, but I'm going to be using an 8mm drill bit, and I'm going to have 4 mounting points. I'm going to try and get as close to the edges as I can so I can still fit the carbon fibre at the side, and hopefully it doesn't catch the bolt that goes through. So I already have the hole marks from where I had my mounts before, so I'm literally going to go exactly where it was. I will put one screw, one through here, mount it up, and then I can just adjust it to make it straight, even though it won't be the same. Just got to kind of eye it up. There we go, so that one will do for now. Put it through. I'm just going to fasten it up. So now for measure, that's 12.5. And I'll do the other side now. So like I said, that was 12.5 from there to there, which is around there. So what I'll do is I'll measure from the inside seems like 76, so I want it 76 at the front as well as it being equal on either side like that. So that's 14, and that is 14 as well. So that's perfect where it is. Yep, 76, perfect. So I'll screw it up, drill it there. What you will notice as well with the boot, it does slide off slightly, so that's not straight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fasten these up, and if I have to, I'm going to put a packer on the other side, at the left hand side, the same on that side as well. So what I'm going to do is just tighten these on. I did cut a big section out, I think you can see here, just so I can get in a bit easier. Then I'm going to drill these other holes and then just fix it down now. So that's now all secure down. As you can see, there is some movement in it. I have got a plan to kind of stop that from happening. So what I'll do is I'll get all the wing fit first, and then I will tell you what I'm going to be doing to hopefully secure it a bit more. I've measured up the mounts where they need to be, measured the centre and went to either side. So what I'm going to do is put this on where it needs to be, which is about there, and I'm going to put a couple of, I'm going to drill through. Okay, so that's them now fitted. I might add an extra couple of bolts if I need to. Template. That's probably how high I'm going to have it as well. So this kind of lines up about right, I think. So what I'm going to do is cut some wood to this shape and then just do a bit of messing about with it and see what it looks like. Now I've got the holes in here, I can literally mark it out like that. And I can drill the holes through because I'll make sure it lines up perfect, which it will do because they're both the same. And what I'll do is so now what I'll have to do is put these on the mounts on the boot and then drill through. So I chopped it down to a 4" because it was way too high, but I don't really know what I'm thinking to it. Don't know if I like it or not. From what I can see, that needs to come over about 5mm at the back to keep it more in line. Feels like I could do with going further back as well. So I wasn't too happy with the design of how it was. It felt like it was sitting too high, sitting too forward. So this is the old one that I had. So I've redesigned another one. So I made some out of plywood now, and this is what it looks like. It's a much better design, from I think, with it being sat further down instead of being sat further up. That one sits up a lot more, while this one sits further back. I've also sloped it at the top instead of it being flat like it was before, which I think looks a lot nicer. The wing does sit past the back of the car just slightly, so that's good. It's sat at a nice angle as it is. I probably will make it adjustable, so I'll be able to adjust it at this top point, or maybe even adjust it at the bottom. But I'm really happy with how it's turned out at the moment. That's like perfect for me, I think. It's very much like the race car design of the Audi and the GT class. The problem I'm having is, as some of the guys will soon find out when they're putting the wings on, is the boot isn't that sturdy, even though I've strengthened it up with a bit of carbon fibre. So that's not great. But what I'm going to do is hopefully put a piece of metal on the underside of it. I'll actually show you what I've did beforehand. So what I've done beforehand is, so I cut all this out, and what I did was put a piece of wood from this underside all the way across to the other side, and then put some wood in between, kind of space, you know, kind of reinforce it a bit, because then it sits onto here, which is solid. But what I'm planning on doing is slapping a piece of aluminium, aluminium on here, coming out to maybe about here-ish, and then putting 2 aluminium rods straight down into the bottom of the boot, and then going to have maybe 4 aluminium threaded rods coming up, which I can adjust, which will then touch the aluminium plate I'll have on here, probably there, there, there and there. That's what I'm hoping for. Hopefully it all works out, but yeah, this is going to be trial and error with this, because yeah, doing it onto the boot lid is not the best idea, because it is very, very flimsy. So now I've got this version done out of plywood, I think it's time to make it out of carbon fibre. As you can tell, it kind of curves a bit, but that's because the boot lid curves. So what I'm going to do is put packers under this side to kind of level it out a bit. and as you can tell, it is a bit wobbly. I haven't tightened it all up, but if it is this bad, once I finished it, I'm gonna Xbrace it. So I'm gonna put a brace from here to the bottom corner, probably to there, and then one from here to there as well, or maybe higher up. Maybe I'll do it higher up. Maybe I'll do it from up here, like there, to down there, and then the same. So then it's a bit more hidden that way. Hey guys, back the next day, and I'm going with the final design, this one that I put on. So now I'm going to cut the carbon fibre sheet. So it's the same stuff I used from the front splitter. It's 2 pieces of carbon, 10mm foam, and another 2 pieces of carbon. I'm just going to put it on like that and cut it. So now I've still got all of that spare. So it will look like this one. So that's one cut, and I've just weighed it, and it is 300 grams. So yeah, it doesn't weigh much at all. But I just want to see if these are strong enough, because let's see if I can do it here. It has got a bit of flex in it, going that way. So if I did do the swan neck where it came up and over, it might actually be okay. But I think because I'm going with a reverse mount, there might be a bit of movement in it. I'm gonna try it, gonna see what it's like, see if it's strong enough. I might have to X-brace it. I think I might put a bracing on. Please excuse me messing with my garden. I'm on with doing a garden at some point, but of course car parts come first. Just on that fence. Really happy with it. I've done the rest of this as well. So I'm going to be using the jigsaw, metal blade. I seem to get a better cut with a metal blade. Another piece cut. So now what I want to do is drill the holes out to mount it at the top. The bottom holes are different on both sides, so I'm just going to marry it up and then drill through while it's on. So line it up at the front, that's perfect. I love the way that looks. That just looks amazing in carbon fibre. It does have a bit of wobble on it, but I reckon once I put the Xbrace on, it should be okay. And because I am going to a car show on Sunday, I've also put some temporary bracing in, which is a piece of wood and some screws to screw it up to the carbon fibre sheets that I put in. Just run it all the way across, because it sits on there, which then sits on here, and then it makes it nice and solid. Got my template set now for the end plates, and I'm going to use the same sheet of carbon fibre. Yep, there we go. And then I'll do another one as well. Now I'm going to drill through with a 6mm bit, so then we can fit the end plates. That's that now fit. Of course I'm going to seal the top, so get rid of that pink as well. So guys, I took it for a test drive without any bracing, and it was just flapping about on the wind side to side, and it was terrible. And now I've just added an Xbrace just some really thin 2mm aluminium by 15mm. I'm going to put some drywall screws into the foam, and it has made a massive difference. There's like no movement now at all. There is between here and there, but there's minimal. While the main, which was this bit, where it was really just swaying in the wind, it doesn't sway anymore, so that is a lot better. So I'm going to cut these down to size. I will probably eventually paint them black, but I could probably do this with a sheet of carbon as well, but this was kind of like, I needed to get this done before I went to the Mx5 meet this weekend, because yeah, I couldn't have driven down like that. People would have been taking mick out of me. So yeah, I've cut these down, fit them, and then I've also got the smaller bolts that I need now, and some washers, so it's going to be looking good, and hopefully it's all done for this weekend. Hey guys, it's been a while. I've had this wing on for probably a good 6 months now, and it's just been in this state where the edges haven't been filled and these haven't been painted, so now I'm going to crack on with it. Painting these, got some hammerite smooth, so I'm going to paint these first, then I'm also going to fill these edges in, smooth them off, and then I've got a new brace that I'm going to be doing. So that one's a bit flimsy. I'm going to actually use some proper threaded bar. I've also got some new bolts as well, so new bolts which are going to be marine grade stainless steel in black, and this is also going to be in black as well, so it's all going to blend in nicely. So now I'm going to be changing these bolts with some marine grade bolts, 40mm ones, and I've also got the nuts, some fine tooth locking washers, and also just some normal washers as well. So what I'm going to do is going to fit the top mount here. I'm going to get my 4 bolts, and I'm also going to use some CT1 to seal it off so then no water can get past. So that's it now done at this side. I think it looks much better in the black than it does for silver. It really does finish it off. What I'm now going to do is, I've got this black wood filler, and I need to press in this foam. Just press it in like that, so it leaves like a couple of mil gap, and then I'm going to fill it with this filler. And then I'm going to curve it slightly, and then I will end up smoothing it off by sanding it down tomorrow once it's fully dried. What to do, just fill it in and leave it overhanging a little bit. So what I think I might do is just fill it in, let this go off, and then layer another layer on top, just to kind of make it protrude a little bit. That's the first coat now on. Now I'm just going to sand it back with a bit of 120 grit sandpaper, and then give it another coat and try and leave it a bit proud so then I can curve it slightly. It's all now been spray painted, and I'm now going to reattach it. I put a piece of rubber on the right hand side. Now I'm going to seal this edge so no water can get in. So now all the edges have been filled, been sanded down as well. So what I'm now going to do is going to hit it with some 800 grit as well on these sides as well, and then I'm going to clear coat it. I've got some clear lacquer here, which I'm going to use and get a few coats. And on the other side I've started with filling some of the holes in that the sheet had in it. Now that's all done, been sanded down, I'm now going to fasten this on. And then now I can spray it with a clear coat. So guys, we're in my shed. This is what I've built recently. So it's a bit of a workspace for now, so I can actually do stuff in here, which is great. I'm having to use conservatory, and then the smell is getting into the house with all the fumes and stuff. So these have now been done. I was having a nightmare because with the resin, from how it was made, there were some little holes. And you might be able to see. Don't know if you can see it, they're around here where the resin hadn't filled it. So the problem was, whenever I was filling them, the foam on the inside was just sucking up all the clear coat or any of the resin that I was using. So I've had to give it loads of coats of clear coat, and these are much better now. And then I finally used some 2K spray. This stuff is amazing. If you're going to be doing any clear coating, get this 2-part. It is bang on, perfect. Better than this stuff. I think I only paid, I only paid £5 for that. That was for £25, so it's 5 times the price, but definitely worth it. And I did sand them down and polish them up, and they have come up really, really good. So what I'm going to be doing is, I'll be doing a video later on doing these as well. I'll end up filling all the little holes. What I think I might do is I might use that wood filler. I've got black wood filler, fill them in, sand them down, then give them all coat with 2K clear coat, but that'll be on the next video. So then you'll be able to see how I got this really nice finish. What else? What we're going to do today is fitting the wing, getting it all fit. I've got all the nuts and bolts and washing stuff that I need here. I've also got these threaded bar as supports, which I'm going to run as an Xbrace. What I'm hoping to do is heat up metal rod and then bend it, so then it'll run at an angle like this, and then it'll be bent, so it'll run really nice into the wing and at the bottom part of the wing as well. So now what I think best doing is going out, getting these legs fit, and then I can bring the wing out and fit the wing, and then we can do the Xbracing afterwards. So let's go. So to fit it, I'm going to be using two 25mm marine grade stainless steel washer bolts, same with the nuts, and then 4 washers. Now I'm going to be bending the bar. I've already done one, so I know whereabouts I need to be, where to follow. I'm going to use this to find the angle. Oh, I've already got the angle. This is the angle I'm going to do into. Got a blowtorch as well. I'm going to use to heat them up, and I'm going to be using an adjustable spanner to bend them. So I'll start first on the side, on this small side first. Exactly where I want it to be. Gotta make sure it's nice and red. There we go. That is perfect. Screw it. Put a hole in the bottom here, then another hole in the top. Then I'm just going to fix it through. So we'll start with the bottom one first. I've had to get left threaded nuts because that's what the bar is, left threaded. So I've got 2 nuts here, and I'll put 2 washers on. Now I've got an idea of where the bar's going to be, I can drill a hole through. Actually, what I might do is take the wing off. Now I had to cut these down a bit because it wasn't right, so this is about perfect because I'm going to leave it where it's flat at this side at the top, because then I can adjust it, move it over across if I need to. So now I'll put this one in. So now what I'll do is I'll flip the wing back on, and then I can measure everything up and make sure it's set in the right position. Okay, so measured at 73 there, 74.5 at the back. Probably I'm going to have to eyeball this. So can you see what overhang I've got there? So what I'm probably going to do is I'll cut that off flush. Same on that side. That's how it meets in the middle. Put some cable ties around that, I think, but it's solid now. So what I am also thinking about doing is running a bolt from the top through and then through the back of this wing to hold it up at the back, and then I can adjust it up and down. What I'll end up doing is I'll take this one out and I'll kind of curve the hole so that it can move up and down freely. Then with this one, that'll be able to adjust the rear so I can get different angles of attack. I also might either resin coat this, or I'm going to put another piece of carbon over the top of it so it looks nice and fresh. And now I'll put the end plates on. Because I did have the silver bolts on before, but now I have some black ones. Much cleaner. like I said earlier on, I am going to respray these so they have a nicer finish, just like the legs. So what you find with wings on my boot lid is the boot lid moves. So I've got an idea of maybe putting a bolt, running a bolt through, coming out, and then you can put a nut on washer on to hold it down and hold it in place so then it doesn't move. Because sometimes when I come in a review you can actually see the gap because it's pushing down that much. So this is where I'll be ending the video. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. It really does look good. So what you can expect to see next for the wing is these sprayed, so they have a really nice finish, that mirror finish. Well, these are all right, but they aren't great. I'm also going to have painted these bars as well, a few little bits to touch up. I'm also I want to make sure this looks nice, so I might end up just putting another piece of carbon over it. That's going to have this sort of finish on it, so it looks really nice and glossy. Got a few holes in that to fill. I'll end up cutting them down as well once I find out if it's in the right place. I'll probably be taking the big Wangang sticker off because I'm going to be going for full new decal. I'll end up by connecting them together because they'll end up bashing about in the wind. And then maybe if I need to, I might put, like I said, put the bolt through to strengthen it at the back, because it is at the back where you can see it's not the strongest. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.